fucking
You know
whiz.
what pissed me off?
What?
When I think like French countrymen, I think the two guys who are the spokespersons for Dunkin' Donuts to play those characters. Like, like French royalty. What do you think? How about a guy from Boston?
Yeah.
Who likes donuts and coffee?
That's exactly what it was. And
Yeah.
you didn't tell me that this was a 2-hour and 35-minute commercial for Dunkin' Donuts either. You should have led with that, Steve.
Listen, in my defense, you picked this one, and you are currently wearing a Dunkin' t-shirt, and you
And
can't prove me wrong.
You
That's
also owe us Dunkin', because where's my coffee?
Yeah, where's my coffee?
I'm not. No. You know what? We're going to have to fight about it.
All right. Whoever wins the duel is the true Dunkin' spokesperson.
Yes.
And,
I'm
uh,
sorry.
That's what they should have done.
I'm sorry, Steve. My money's on Michael. He's taller than you. He has the high ground.
Yeah, but I have a gun.
You don't.
Okay,
though.
then my money's on Steve. I
Wait,
Wait,
changed
this
my
is a
mind.
podcast, so you can't prove any of this. Steve, put down the gun. Stop pointing it at me. I'm not even ready for the duel.
Shut up, I got an intro.
It's not high noon.
It's like,
Dude, I wish. You know what, Duncan? You know what? No, this is how we're going to start this because I've gone too long. Duncan, call me, all right? If you're going to put Ben Affleck and Matt Damon in a movie, I have a chance, all right? So call me, Duncan. Let's make something happen. And welcome, everybody, to episode 103 of Every Film in the Book.
this is 103. Yeah.
This is
103.
103. We've made it. We're now old men and women of the podcasting
It's
world.
pretty much veterans now.
Now that we've passed 100, it's like I could do this in my sleep.
This is when the opportunities are just going to start just rolling in.
Yep. Just wait for it. 1 million views tomorrow.
Yeah, so tune in for us asleep behind the wheel for the next couple weeks.
Going on autopilot.
Hell yeah! So clocking in for my shift today, we decided to completely change from the Blade series, and we kind of picked this movie at random. Michael was looking through a list of good movies of the year, and we stumbled upon The Last Duel. I didn't realize it was a Ridley Scott movie, but that was a pleasant surprise.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't remember that either. This was one that just kind of looked kind of cool, and I didn't read it. I don't think any of us. I didn't read anything about it. I didn't watch a trailer. It just looked neat. We figured people would be fighting. We still have some blades. They're just being
blades.
used in a different context. That's all.
Different kind of blade. I haven't seen anything about this movie either, but it's a drama, so those are always definitely going to be a super cheery, happy time.
Yeah, what's the last drama? Well, I guess The Departed. That was kind of
Technically,
dramatic.
yeah. Technically,
Yeah.
the part.
We don't do too many
Departed.
dramas. We find that the fun things are fun to talk about,
Yeah.
and but we do like going to dramas because they are good stories and excellent filmmaking.
And we haven't not done a really intense movie before. See Prisoners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That still might top the list for me.
Yeah, this was rough, but I still think Prisoners might have been rough. That movie hurt.
Prisoner still has an edge
Yeah.
to it.
Oh my God! Did you see? I don't know if you saw. There, apparently, Prisoners 2 is in development.
Why?
Why?
I don't know.
What
Why
the-
does he?
why do
take
we need
kids?
more of this?
Right?
Don't do it to me again. Now I'm gonna have to see this stuff.
In this one, it's Hugh Jackman.
We
actually
are gonna
turns
have to
into the
do it,
killer.
too.
Oh God.
Yeah, no,
We are gonna have to.
my
Oh
God.
my word!
I don't want to.
So strap in for depression.
Oh my word!
Speaking of depression, though, living in the 14th century was just depressing all over.
It looked like it sucked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't like the idea of. Now I said this at the beginning. I don't like their clothes with the flowy stuff underneath, and then you gotta
Your
strap
petticoat?
it down, and
Yeah,
it's too
and
much
your
shit.
bloomers and
Like I feel
Yeah.
like you're in the devil's anus living in this place, and then hey, why don't we spice it up with 14 layers of shirt?
yeah. Well, you needed to protect from all the, I don't know, diseases going around at the
Right.
time. But I mean, you didn't wear underwear. Well, the undergarments are your underwear, but not like underwear like we have today, where it's stretchy and it
Right.
hugs you real tight. It was all just layers of
And none of
flowiness.
none of those fabrics are soft.
No, it's all
Like,
like
it's like
scratchy
burlap.
cotton.
They
probably.
made it from plants, so none of it's good. It's obviously the Duke or whatever, Ben Affleck's character, the Pierre. What was he? A count or
It was
Yeah.
the Count of Boston.
he was the king's cousin, so he was.
I mean,
It
they
was
probably
something.
had silks.
They
and-
had cool stuff. I mean,
yeah.
he was picking out shoes to wear for a party.
Yeah.
Gold.
Obviously, the gold ones,
Gold
not the
ones.
sandals.
But so the 14th century, was that still when they were shitting in the street, or is
Oh,
this after
100%.
that?
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
chamber pots, and they would
Yeah.
just chuck
Yep.
it out the window.
Chuck it out the
Yeah.
window.
Yeah.
The amount of mud
There was
is
a lot
insane. It would have just been always muddy, and then Europe is always raining, right? Isn't that the
Mhm.
joke? Where it's always crappy weather in Europe. It would just been mud and just animal poop everywhere, and then
And
people
human
poop
poop.
everywhere.
of. Well, the ground used to look like that before we started planting grass everywhere.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
The grass that we have is not natural. That's not how the world is supposed to look.
Yeah, well, I
Mm.
like it better this way.
It's
So
more greener
I-
this way.
yeah, I'll
my
take
shoes
it.
stay way nicer.
Yeah.
I must say. I have
With
to
our
go,
pavings and
I have to go out of my way
sidewalks.
to get my shoes
Listen,
dirty now.
I go
Yeah.
through shoes a lot, but if I was walking through mud every day, forget about it.
oh yes, my shoemaker would be very disappointed. in me.
Right? Well, depending on who you were, you could have had your own shoemaker.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Personal shoemaker.
Oh, cobbler,
Cobbler,
cobble me a shoe.
cobble me together some footwear.
Make it of rosewood descent.
And
Yes.
so before we talk about the story, because that's kind of sad.
I'm actively avoiding it.
Yeah. So let's
Dancing
keep
around it.
avoiding the story. And, 14th century looked like it sucks. But the movie as a whole, I think it's an interesting way to tell a story from one perspective, then the next perspective, then the third perspective, and then the resolution at the end kind of thing. That's kind of a neat way to see the other perspectives, because it kind of, when you realize that, when it comes up that it's well, this is what Matt Damon, this is his story, this is his truth, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you see the second chapter and you go, okay, well, some of that was different than the first one. Well, I don't
Right.
know who to believe. And then they add the third one. You're just like, well, now I'm confused. What the hell?
Yeah. I mean, it is also an interesting thing to see their different performances and how you perceive yourself versus someone else perceiving you
Right.
and your actions. So that's a really cool thing to look at, from an acting perspective, where
Mhm.
they have to understand whose perspective that they are performing for
right.
in that take, and
I-
also just the storytelling wise.
and it's really impressive because especially the leading lady, she gives a completely different performance in all three, and
Yeah.
Matt Damon and Adam Driver they're kind of acting the same. It's just some of their actions are different, where it's instead of Adam Driver saying oh, I wore 2 shoes today, in Matt Damon's perspective, he's like, 2 shoes have thou art worn. So
Yeah,
it's
well, that's what really shows that it's her story and it's
Right.
centered more around her than either of them.
Yeah. No, and I like that when it actually got to her side of it, it left the truth up there as it's fading out from the title. It's no, this is what happened, and you don't really have to listen to the other 2 men involved.
Yeah, it also
But thanks for watching the last hour and 50 minutes of the movie. Yeah.
it's interesting how the whole thing starts with how we expect a movie from that time period to go, where women are seen as secondary in the patriarchy structure, and that like totally changes by the end, where it feels different. Like you're seeing it through her eyes, yes, but like the world feels different in her perspective of the story versus the
Right.
first one, where it's very like it's not as depressing, the first tell of the story.
Yeah, because like Adam Driver and Matt Damon's portion, they almost make it seem like fantastical, like they're
storytelling.
it's like a night.
It's almost a performance of
Yeah.
sorts. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything's like lofty, and like Matt Damon can't be in the wrong, and he's the man of honor. And then when it cuts to Adam Driver, well, I'm the man of honor, and everything I do is
Look at all
hoity
these
and toity.
books I know and the languages I speak.
Right.
But then it starts to get a little more like dirty and deceitful, which you don't
Right.
see in the first telling of the story. And then by the end, you're like, everything sucks. Everyone's terrible.
Right, because like when it cut to Adam Driver's like portion of it, like I almost started falling on his side. I'm like, oh man, the dude's a nice guy. Like I didn't know what happened, and then it got to the end of his story, and you're like, oh, so like even in your perspective, you're a scumbag.
Yeah.
Like what the hell, dude?
Yeah.
Well, the line that did it for me was like she did her courteous, like no.
Oh yeah.
She did her lady. You know that
Yeah.
thing that
No,
women do when they don't want to
don't.
sleep with you. They say no, and then you do it anyways. Yeah, she did that.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, well, I didn't think. Okay, you're a scumbag. Yep.
Yeah.
Scumbag.
Yeah. So obviously this is about the graping.
Don't say that.
Okay. I don't think we need to censor ourselves, I guess. But
Yeah, it's a movie about a duel fought over a rape case, and like you get the perspective of her husband, then you get the perspective of the guy who actually rapes her, and then you get her like retelling of it, but from her actual like what happened. So like it like that last like segment of this movie, like Danielle was saying, is so much more brutal, and it's gritty and it's dirty because it's telling you a disgusting thing happened to her, and they're trying to make you feel how disgusted she probably felt.
She's not telling a story about what happened. She's saying this
Right.
is what happened. And she's not saying it. We get to see what happened.
Right.
And in the other ones, we get to see the story of what they think happened.
Right.
Which is kind of a neat twist on it, because it's like, well, this is how it went according to him, and then they show you this is how it went according to the other guy, and then this is what actually happened. So I think in between chapter 2 and 3, I think they should pause it and just go, this is what, like, I know the truth stayed up there a little, like
Right.
that's great, but like they could have just put like, this is what actually happened, and then we'd be like, oh right.
Yeah.
They were telling stories.
Yeah.
Because the one guy, the husband is telling what he was gone. He doesn't know. He was gone for all that.
Right.
So he doesn't know. And then Adam Driver's trying not to go to like 14th century jail, which means you die.
Yeah.
Because they don't put you in jail. They just
Yeah, for a case
squeeze
like
your
this.
neck until you stop breathing.
Yeah.
Or they just hang you by your
Yes.
feet and burn you alive.
Yeah.
That's one way
Yeah.
to do it.
No, I think it's really interesting how through each story you are getting what it is to be a human and to put yourself at the center of your own universe. Like you have to believe that what you are doing is the right thing because this is your life and this is the one life you got, you know?
Right.
So it's interesting, and like I've had firsthand experience with people like gaslighting and things where they themselves start to believe their own lie, and this
Right.
is like, especially from Adam Driver's side of the story, is showing how that happens, where he himself knows what he did. He went to confession for it, but then as soon as the law got involved, he had to alter his story.
Right.
And then he believed it so much at the end of his life that he was screaming, no,
Yeah.
I didn't do it, because he fully believed that he is right, you
and
know?
it just goes back to like, yeah, he can, be like, yeah, no, damn my soul, like I'm telling the truth. It's like, yeah, but you're like you fully know that you're not. So it's like you're building up all this drama, you're saying all this horrible stuff when you like, if this is what you actually believe is going to happen to you for lying, like you're going to your grave lying. So like you're basically sending yourself to the worst fate.
He was going either way. He was kind of screwed. Like, I mean, he was buddies with the king's cousin, so he was never going to get like charged with any of that. But like, if he gets charged with it, probably not that great for his life. And then if you win the duel, you still can't have her because she didn't want you in the first place, and you're going to burn her to death. So it's like kind of a, I don't know what he should have done. He probably should have not done any of it.
He should have just like
the progression, which is weird because like in the first storytelling, he says something like that, like I said before, like she protested in her womanly way, but in the second one he says we couldn't help ourselves, which is that's insane. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and
that's a crazy thing to say.
He says it from his perspective story and from hers, and like the inflection on it changes.
Yeah, it was different.
In the first one, he's like, we couldn't help ourselves. In the second one, he's like, we couldn't help ourselves.
It was a threat the second time around.
And it's because he believes it so hard that how could she not want this? I'm Adam Driver. Like, that's a great line to bring up because he does say it in like a more skeevy, disgusting way from her perspective than he does from his. Because like in his, it's like playful, like, oh, well, like, don't tell anyone because like we couldn't help ourselves. Don't get in trouble with your husband.
Also, the difference in like her moaning and enjoyment versus literally crying.
Yeah, throughout the whole thing. And then Adam Driver takes that as, no, she definitely, like, she had the little death, as they called it. Like, I'm like...
That's what I'm going to start calling it. What are you doing? I'm busy. I'm trying to have a little death.
Yeah, the ways they kept trying to dance around. I guess they also didn't call it an orgasm in the 14th century.
Yeah.
I don't think they had the words for that yet.
I don't think they did.
Well, it's because sex was for procreation. It wasn't meant for pleasure unless you were rich. And then you could do whatever you want.
Well, get in here. Take your pants off.
Didn't you enjoy it?
Yeah, that's
which is the basis of all science for how everything works. Was it fun? Yes. Great.
This is what people actually used to believe.
Yeah.
By the way, like
This was the world.
And it's crazy that they're showing you literally how people used to act and what they used to believe. And we're sitting here going like, oh my God, this is like the most ridiculous story they could come up with. And what do you mean that's how it happened?
It was an actual real story that actually happened.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that. I didn't know like you couldn't have a kid unless it was fun.
Yeah, well, that's what the claim used to be for a long time for
it was
rape
just
cases.
To get girls to say they enjoyed it.
It was
that's all it is. This guy's just being like, how can we get them to say they like it?
No, it's to blame like the women for getting pregnant because of rape, and then they're like, women are trying to have some sort of repercussion for their raper, and they'd be like, well, you must have enjoyed it because you got pregnant, so it must be your fault, like that's literally what cases used to be for rape for a long time. It's actually surprising that in the 14th century they even had a trial for it.
Well, I thought, look, hey, baby steps, right? We can't make all these leaps and bounds in one day, but it was for literally what was considered property back then. It was wild that it's like, okay, well, but we're having a court case, but you were saying she's property, but it's going to trial. So are they people? Like,
no,
where's the breakdown? Because it's just like, okay, well, you're having a whole trial, but they don't get any opinions. They're never telling the truth. And
hence the property thing.
What the hell?
Yeah, because the women had no
No,
say in
I know.
anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it just went to trial. Like, it's like, well, you hit my wagon. And it's like, okay, well, she's not a wagon, so we're having a court case but it only refers to her in the context of him. It's just weird to be like, it's just weird.
It's weird that it's like, A, that actually was the case, and B, just highlighting it in today's day, it seems so extreme. It's definitely weird to look at that.
Yeah, it's like, it sounds like you're arguing over a wagon accident here. It's just sitting there, and they're asking, frankly, a bunch of questions that don't have anything to do with what like they didn't ask her anything other than
Are you? No one once said, "Are you okay?"
Yeah,
like no one once said anything about that.
But in his, in Matt Damon's thing, like he was mad for just a second, and then "You are my beloved," and they gave her a hug, and then in what actually happened, he was choking her.
Yeah,
and you're just like, oh, like because when the first story goes, you're just like, that was pretty decent of him, like. You do have my legal support and this, and you're just like, all right, well, he's doing all right. And then you get to what happened is just like, you found out your wife got raped and then you choked her.
Yeah, it's actually interesting how
you're both assholes.
His character gets progressively more asshole-ish.
Right, because like
this whole time
throughout the entirety of the movie, like Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, don't get along. They hate each other throughout the movie, and he's constantly saying like, oh, he's so like ho hum, he's miserable,
no fun.
He's no fun. But then when you watch Matt Damon's portion of this, like he is fun. He's a nice person. Like he's treating this girl with like respect, and like his whole thing for wanting that plot of land was for her because it was like her favorite plot of land.
Yep.
But then it turns out he's just pissed because he's not getting as much like property from marrying this girl than he thought. And then like, it gets to the point where she tells him about the rape, and he's like, "Oh my God, dude, we have to do something about this. This is the most serious thing in the world. Like, we'll make sure your story gets out there." And then it actually turns into him as like a vanity project to just finally fight this guy that he doesn't have the balls to just walk up to and be like, "Hey, I want to fight you."
Now he's got a legit reason to.
Right. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, it's really interesting how, for some reason, from his perspective, they're in like a loving, happy marriage. But in reality, he's just
kind of looks like it sucks for her most of the time. But can we all agree? That the mom was an asshole?
Oh, I wish the mom
each of the stories.
In
all three stories, she was a huge meanie pants.
Yeah, she did not change much in the three retellings.
Yeah, and then you just get that one little interaction with her where she's like, "Yeah, I was raped and I just had to deal with it. Just move on." And it's like, okay, well, I get why
they had better stuff to be worrying about. I'm just like, you thought that you weren't worth enough to say anything? That's insane.
And it shows that like generational trauma, I guess you could say, where like it's always going to be worse for your parents because like life is only getting, we have our ups and downs in this world that we live on, but it's generally life is getting better. We're living longer. We're doing better for ourselves.
We have roads. There's less
roads
mud
now.
I haven't pooped in the street in weeks.
Yeah, I haven't pooped outside since I was a kid.
The average lifespan used to be like 35. Now it's like 70 or something.
Oh, Michael, we would be gone in 2 years. Can you imagine? These are our golden era.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, we gotta go out.
Sunset of our lives.
Oh, we should open up a franchise. Like we should buy the rights to like a Chick-fil-A and open up a Chick-fil-A in our golden years. We only got 2 years left, dude. That's
true.
We gotta open up a restaurant.
But one generation rape is normal. The next, you're starting to question it, and the next, you're
finally doing something
moves.
about it.
And
well,
then,
it's taken many
1,000 years later,
people
are still doing it to each other, and not everyone gets caught. So it's like, all right, gee whiz.
Gee whiz.
But we have Coca-Cola.
Yeah, but
that's about it.
The cocaine's not in it anymore. So
so we have.
So that actually got worse.
Medium
got
Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that one thing did go down.
We got
for
mid-cola.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
But no, like just to go back on what you guys were saying with the way they told this, I usually hate when movies do this, where it's like you tell us one story, you tell us another story, you tell us a third story, and then the movie's over.
Mm-hmm.
Because it usually doesn't get done this well, where it tells you, or like splits it up just enough where like you get some new intriguing things throughout each story.
And you get dialogue that the other person couldn't, like
Right.
the first battle or whatever, when he's like, they're just killing, well, we can't cross a creek because that gives up the bridge. Well, we don't find that out until the second retelling because that's
Right.
what Adam Driver's talking to his dad about.
Yeah.
Right.
Was he goes, well, yeah, they're going to take the city, but he dies if we don't help him. Let's go help him. You're like,
Right.
oh, okay, well, that's kind of neat.
But like, because I remember there was this one movie that came out like, oh my God, it was like early 2000s maybe. But I think it was called like Vantage Point, where it was it was like a big political rally and the political speaker gets shot. And it then goes and tells the story through 7 different perspectives who all witness the same thing, but they're all telling like a different version of it or from a different perspective. And that movie is boring as sin because it's like they don't change enough. Like it's literally the same thing told to you 7 different times, and we gotta keep stopping the story dead just as it's starting to get interesting. Just start back from the beginning. So like, I definitely think they did this in like a much better way, where it did keep my attention for 2.5 hours. And like at a point there, Danielle even said like, "Man, we're going fast through this."
Yeah,
And, like,
it was flying
the
initially.
story starts. It's just like, how the story's almost over. Like we think like, well, how much more story can there be? They just flew through a ton of story.
Right.
And to be fair, I did kind of miss when the chapter 1 screen came up that it said like the story from Jean's perspective.
Yeah, I actually missed that too.
The
Yeah.
truth according to whatever.
Yeah.
The truth
Right.
according to whatever.
So like when I didn't see that the first time, I was like, oh, it's crazy that we're going through the story this quickly. Like how much is there to tell in the moments between them dueling
Right.
and the court or whatever? But it turned out that, we have the multiple perspectives.
We still could have had a pretty cool record scratch moment
Scared.
during that opening jousting scene. It's like, "Hi, I'm Matt Damon. Betting you're wondering how I got to fight my best friend. I'll let him introduce himself, and then it comes, "Hey, I'm Adam Driver." Well, I'm going to tell you the story of how I fell in love.
yeah, because that was his story,
Yeah.
which is
That was his truth.
that's a crazy way to phrase what happened, bud.
Yeah, like
This is my story.
Yeah, it comes to him and he's just like, "Here's the story of how I lost my life over the girl of my dreams." And it's like,
And then she's like flipping her hair in slow
The
motion
slow
with glitter
motion
behind her.
sparkle turn.
oh my God.
The fairest of maidens.
Yeah. No, like you could definitely make a interesting comedy parody movie out of
Yeah,
this, I
if we
guess.
If you wanted to parry.
It would be weird.
We could leave some heavier topics
Yes.
Yeah,
out.
I
We could
mean,
change.
kind of the main point of the
Maybe
whole
somebody
movie.
took her cotton candy machine.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like somebody
Yeah.
stole her shoe.
The
Yeah.
Kids Bop version.
Kids- yeah.
Adam Driver stole her
Are they
shoe
still doing
because
that?
he's...
Kids Bop, yeah. Kids Bop
That's
is going hard.
They're like
crazy.
kids Bop like 87, dude.
Dude, you should look up some of the Kids Bop songs.
Do they have any Cardi B?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have.
I know what we're doing immediately when this is
Yeah.
done.
I'm pretty sure they did WAP.
Yes, they did WAP, but they
What did
changed
But they
it.
changed it to like
incredibly.
weird, amazing people or something.
Look at all these weird, amazing people.
I don't know. I'll have to look that up. but-
Yeah.
That's
oh my
funny.
God. I'm pretty sure they still make them say macaroni in a pot though for something.
Oh,
Well, that's just making
no.
dinner. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
It's
Yeah,
like
that's
crap.
macaroni in a pot.
Yeah, it's like Kraft macaroni in a
It's-
pot.
Oh,
They
that's
gave
one
it
of
a
those.
brand too.
It's like that's a good dang dinner or something.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That it's hilarious that it's something that if you have an innocent mind and you don't know
Yeah.
what
no.
that's in reference to, then it's not dirty.
Or like
And it is funny that they used Cardi B for the soundtrack to this movie so much. That was an
Yeah.
odd choice.
yeah, it was weird
Mhm.
watching them fight to Bodak Yellow. Like
Yeah.
it was an interesting
That would-
choice for the duel.
Not gonna lie, I probably would have gone nuts.
Speaking of the dueling, I want to say that one of the first thoughts I had in this film was, why don't we just bring back swords and arrows in duels?
I've been
and
saying this
war?
since Catholic school.
I think war should only be allowed without any
Yeah, doing all this
firearms.
fucking drone stuff and
No.
unmanned aircraft.
That's not
no.
fair.
That doesn't prove
Get a sharp
anything.
stick.
We need to line everybody up
Yeah.
and charge at each other with sharp sticks. That's the only
And
way
then-
to solve
yeah,
war.
and then
Yes.
whoever's
Hell
got
yeah.
more people left at the end. You win. Good job.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how wars are meant to be done.
Yeah. Times were simpler back then. It's like, hey, I want this
my
land.
God.
Yeah, well, I want this land. I'll stab you more times over it. Oh, yeah, it's on. I'm going to bring 10 of my friends, and you bring 10 of your friends.
And we're
we'll
going to have
meet
a
on this
rumble
field.
in the meadow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna rumble and tumble together.
Bring your horses, and we're going to fight. I got my
Yeah.
wooden stick.
Yeah. I
Ah.
just, it is funny too how it's like they start with all this gruesome shit, but that's not the heavy stuff.
Yeah. and
That's just like,
I-
oh yeah, they're doing war, whatever.
His war campaign was
Yeah.
pretty cool, and then you're just like, oh, right.
Yeah, there's a lot
oh,
heavier
right.
stuff.
And, like, I think it's a great, like, juxtaposition.
Mhm.
Because it's like, you know, Adam Driver at one point says, like, you know, I've seen all, like, the horrible things that this world has to offer with this guy. And then you realize, like, you're one of those horrible things, Adam
Mhm.
Driver, in her world.
Mhm.
Like, so yeah, she hasn't seen combat. She hasn't seen people getting cut open. But that is
For her,
like her
that's
equivalent.
her war, yeah.
And
Mhm.
it's like,
What a great point, Steve.
it's a
Yeah.
cool way to switch up the story.
It's the difference between the physical and emotional
Right.
wars that we all go through.
Yeah. Because, like, yeah, Matt Damon isn't the most warm and loving guy, but look at him out on the battlefield. He's ripping people in
Yeah, he was doing pretty well.
pieces.
He did pretty well. Yep.
And then, like, you know, she seems like a cordial, happy person in public, but then, like, she has this horrible thing going on in her life, and
And a
like,
awful
she's getting
mother-in-law.
yeah,
and
like,
sheesh.
well, she's getting put through a, you know, this, like, public shaming that she never asked for.
her friends
Mm.
turned against her. That one friend, I liked her friend. She seemed cheery, and then she went and was just like, she said he was good-looking once.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what
Yeah,
the fuck?
What a bitch.
And just that one little subtle thing, though, is it's a real thing where women hate other women for typically things involving like men or
Right.
religion or
Mhm.
something involving the whole
Yeah.
patriarchy shit, where it's like a lot of that is passed down hatred that they either experience or just heard enough that now they have to shame other women for.
Right.
And that's, you know, very common in the religious
Well, and
world that we
and-
live in.
And like this girl, like, clearly she was like upset that our main girl wasn't like exuberantly happy when she was like, I'm pregnant, and like she
Mhm.
starts crying and she's like, are you not happy for me? He's like,
Yeah.
of course I'm happy for you, but I can't really tell you. I just got, you know, the worst experience of my life. It happened to
Mm.
me like 2 days ago, and like it's hard to be happy for you. And like when they're in the market and they're talking about this, like, this is the girl who's like, who cares if I'm married? Like, I would still sleep with him. Like,
Mhm.
I would let him do
Mhm.
it. And like, you know, because Adam Driver had his attention set on our girl, you know, I think she took that as like, oh, well, you know, she probably, you know, wanted it. She thought he was handsome too. And like,
Mhm.
I'm not going to take
immediately
the credit for
was just
that.
like, well, we were just talking about it, and she actually did it, and now she's like crying wolf about it because
Yeah, and
you know.
that's like 100% something that would happen in
Oh, yeah.
a rape story today.
Right.
Like, people will turn on other people, women will turn on other women because of literally any number of reasons. But like, yeah, it's sad that you know, they can have their little group and you think, oh, at least they, you know, can confide in each other,
Right.
and then it turns out that
They're
one
just
of them will
as
turn on you.
backstabbing and
Yeah.
manipulative and
Yeah.
conniving as all the guys in the story too. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
it's the same thing, but it's different, but all of it's awful.
Yeah.
Cool. So it's just awful people doing awful things to each other
Yeah.
the whole time.
But,
Tis life.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I did like this movie. I thought it was a powerful story to tell, and I liked the way they went about it in like different perspectives, but then finally telling you, this is the truth. This is what happened. Men are men, and they're terrible. Like, it's
Yeah.
they're gonna fight for their own vanity. They're not actually fighting, or at least in this instance, they're not fighting for what is actually right, just what they perceive as, you know, owed to them.
And the lack of like help from anyone in any of their situations was
Mhm.
crazy because
Mm.
it's like he's like, well, you said if I married your daughter I get this land too. It's like, okay, so he gets wronged, and then he gets wronged, and then he gets wronged. He does something shitty to the other guy, and the other guy does something a little shitty, and then something shitty happens to her, and then his mom's still shitty to her, and then her friends turn out to be shitty, and the whole process was shitty, and then even at the end, with like I think you said you just like they're walking towards each other. And you're like, the vibes are awful right now. I was like, the vibes here are bad. It's like it wasn't like they go through all this stuff, and like it's not better at the end. Like that's one of the things I like most about this is it's like, well, it wouldn't have just been happily ever after.
Yeah, no.
Like it would have been, they still got to go fucking feed the goats and do the shit, and they're still not going to have quite as much money. And now he's definitely not going to get any help from the like you just killed his buddy now.
Right.
Yeah, and she is hit with that realization that she just has to go back to her normal life with this guy that she's not in love with, and doesn't give her little deaths.
Yeah, no little deaths. But I did like that at the end they put in the like he died a couple years later in the First Crusade, and then she lived 30 more years by herself.
Yeah,
in
just
that,
turn into the
raising her kid,
living her life.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was like, I'm done with men.
Well, see, and that's
I probably would have been too.
Yeah.
like that must have been a huge
safer
relief
option.
to her, just knowing that her husband like constantly goes away to battle. Just
Just like,
Maybe he
you know,
won't return
I'm
this
just
time.
saying, like, roll the dice. It's a pretty big odd that he's gonna die.
Oh, that's one of those little lines that like is different in his versus her story when he's like, I have to go away to war, and she's like, oh no, like, you know, and she's like freaking out about it, and then in her story she's like, oh no, like,
all right, see ya.
It's like, oh no, don't go.
Yeah, she
please
literally said
stay
it like
here. I love you so much.
Right.
I can't breathe when you are not in the castle.
and he's like, didn't you miss me? And in his perspective, she's like, yes, I missed you. And then, you know,
More than you
she's
could
like,
ever know.
yeah, definitely missed you.
Yeah.
So you're back. When are you leaving?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is this whole time we didn't even talk about the duel. It was
Yeah,
all about
'cause
the things
honestly-
around
Pretty
the
cool.
duel.
Because
Pretty cool.
like the duel, by the time you actually get to it, you're like, you're
We
just
just like,
so
can everybody die?
exhausted.
Can we
Yeah.
just kill everybody?
'cause
Yeah,
you're
we were
not-
rooting for them to both die.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only reason you're rooting for Matt Damon is because you know she is telling the truth.
Yeah.
And you would, like, I didn't want this movie to end with this woman burning in front of me. But
I
like,
thought they were going to do that.
I thought they were going to do it.
I thought they were
So-
going to, because they kept harping on it so much. I'm like, this
Right.
is what they're going to do. They're prepping us.
Right.
Before the movie started, we took little bets.
Yes.
And
now, preface, we didn't know what the movie was about when we took these bets.
Yeah, but we were betting on who wins the duel, because obviously there's a duel and it's got to be the two guys on the poster, right? Because they're clearly fighting about a girl.
Right.
That's just how it is in these movies. So Danielle wanted Adam Driver to win, and she liked everything he did in the movie.
Hey,
Yep.
that's not what I said.
Yep, that's what she said.
Oh, yes, just continue to silence women's voices.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Just
go
keeping
ahead.
it on theme here.
What
Keeping
is
it on
this,
theme.
the 14th century?
I doth protest much. But I was like, all right. And Steve, which this is why we like Steve. You know, every once in a while, he just has a different perspective. You know, his brain works differently. Steve wanted him to work it out amicably and become friends again, and then everything's great. So the movie would have been way easier on my psyche if Steve turned out to be correct. But I bring this up just to say, like, we thought for sure, like, we're going to be rooting for somebody.
Yeah.
This is my guy. And look, fuck you. You're wrong. I don't think he did it. Fuck you. I think he did it. My guy's winning. Your guy. No, it's like by the end of it, we're just like, they both could die, right? They both could
That's
die
an
in the
option,
duel. Like, that was only an option after everything had happened. We're just like, we wouldn't be mad if they both died.
Well,
Yeah.
and I also brought up a good point that we were talking about. Like, what if they both killed each other at the same time? Like, what would happen in that? Like, are they both then right because they both technically won?
Yeah.
Or
Or
are
they
they both
both
then
wrong.
like only half right? Like, yeah, it would have been a great
Yeah.
premise for the Last Duel too.
He did force himself onto somebody, but it wasn't her. and then they only burn like the right side of her.
She becomes Two-Face.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's her villain arc.
Then Ben Affleck becomes Batman.
They have
Couple
to.
years
They make a sequel and rename this one the second to the Last Duel, and then make the sequel, which is the actual Last Duel.
Yeah, they make a prequel called the Pre-Last Duel.
Yeah. It's the undercard. This is the main event. We got the undercard. That's funny. No, but as far as like films go, like everything looked awesome. Like films done on these landscapes with actual buildings and actual mud and actual animals. Like they're just so much better when what's happening on the screen was actually there. Like because I didn't see too much.
I didn't see like any
some of
green screen.
Some of the backgrounds and stuff are going to be painted in, but like
well, this was 2021, so they were probably filming in 2020, and they had to be outside because of the mask ordinances.
That's
so
true.
They had to do it outside.
And a lot of these like period pieces are done pretty well. Like when they were out in the woods, it's like, well, they're in the fucking wood. That's the woods.
Well, yeah, and
it's cheaper that way, actually.
Yeah,
yeah. Like
quite a bit.
When you start doing CGI with these old like period pieces, you're supposed to be like brought back to another time. If you start seeing like wonky like backgrounds or like horses flying in like weird ways like after they get hit, or like CGI armies, like that doesn't put you back in the 14th century. That pulls you out of it so far because you're like, oh, I'm watching a movie.
There was one time when I saw the CGI pop out at me, and it was literally just that like the deer or whatever, the stag. The stag that came along, and they killed it with like a spear or something. But that was totally CG,
right?
Because obviously they didn't.
Yeah, they're not gonna slice.
Yeah, PETA wouldn't have been happy with that.
So that was the only time I really noticed the CG was literally just the stag, because I was like,
and it could have been
that's fake.
It could have been half and half. Like it could have been half practical, like they had.
Yeah, I'm sure there was like
probably
a stuffed animal
like
or something. But like, yeah, no, it just goes to show the the subject matter can be, whatever you want to tell. Like you can tell these great stories. Just put it like on a set, or like go outside and film something.
It's my favorite.
Tell a story
where you're like, I can't figure out what's CGI, and it's like probably where the light disappears. You know how the sun's out and there's just no light over there. I know they do their best, and a lot of it's really good, but. For this, it's like, it's kind of nice to see, like, that's a big-ass horse he's riding.
Yeah.
That's cool. Those are two big-ass horses. That's neat. And they actually jousted. I'm sure it wasn't, Kylo Ren and the Martian doing it.
Right.
But, like, it was kind of neat to see all that. And then having that reel, the sound fits, and it just all goes together way more seamlessly.
I also really enjoyed when they had music as background music, but it was somebody playing a wooden flute outside, and you could tell based on how it sounded that this wasn't recorded in a studio and then dubbed in.
Yep.
And a lot of movies do that when it's like old-timey. It's a modern day
studio quality
that is recorded on a microphone and put it in background.
I love that, like in scenes when they are having a conversation, it's not like the flute like dims down, like the flautist is being like, oh well, I should respect that they're having a conversation. Or
those two people dancing are talking while they dance, I must lower the volume.
Right. Or like or you get that scene where they are having a conversation and Matt Damon cuts the band off. And the music stops in the scene, so it's like yes.
Or
that's what makes sense back then.
When what's his name, Dunkin' Donuts man stands up all the band stops playing and everybody pays attention. And then he starts reading from the book, and he's like, "I'm drunk enough to want to public speak now. This is my party. Shut up. I'm gonna read. People are gonna think I'm cool."
Right.
Yeah, I enjoyed that aspect of it.
Yeah.
The music.
Any other final thoughts from you guys?
No. The Last Duel.
Yeah, I think this is one that you could go back and watch and notice more things for sure.
Yeah. Especially the differences between.
But on this single watch, it's a good balance of the different perspectives having their own little scenes, and when they do redo the scenes, they're totally different. And
Right.
yeah, I thought it was really cool to watch.
Yeah.
But sad, but cool. But
Yeah,
sad.
it's a tough,
Yeah, it's
tough
a tough
story,
subject
but
matter,
that's a great movie.
yeah.
Like,
It's thought provoking.
and I say that all the time. Like, but I'm much more of a drama fan than you guys. It's just like the
I
way
enjoy
they
drama.
the way they told that story was cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, it was neat.
No, it was good, and I'm not really gonna add anything more to that. You guys pretty much said it well.
The little bit of action that they had with the duel at the end, though, was done well.
Yeah. Well, you got
Yeah.
Ridley Scott behind the camera.
You
He's
almost
good.
Didn't expect it to be that good because it's a drama and
Yeah.
this story, and then they start fighting, and there's during that duel, the horse kicked him in the head. And I was like, oh shit! I didn't
Yeah.
even know that was an option.
Yeah,
Hell yeah!
to be fair, at the duel, we were going like, oh, like
It
more
was
than I
cool.
thought
It was
we would
cool.
be.
Yeah, it was nuts.
They were getting after it.
Yeah.
And then halfway through, Danielle's just like, they both could die. And
Yeah,
I'd
they
be,
could just
they
both
could
die.
just both die, and
I
I'd be
hope they
fine. We're
both
like,
bleed
yeah,
out.
actually, you're right. Fuck both of those guys.
Well, maybe they'll both die in the last duel too.
Yeah.
The
last duel too.
Well, yeah. So that's the last duel. Definitely check it out. I think it's definitely worth a watch, and it has a great story to tell. And yeah.
You get rubber Adam Driver at the end.
Rubber
Yep.
Adam Driver. You might even get some rubber Adam Driver dick. But, you didn't hear it from me.
Steve's always been asking for it.
I've been asking, and they gave it. But that'll just about do it. We'll catch you guys in 2 weeks. Well, goodbye.
Bye.
Can we duel now, Steve? Can we duel now?
My sword's not that sharp.
I have a sword.
Sharpen thou sword.
Sharpen thou blade.
My
Thou
sword
sword.
has thou erectile dysfunction. It is quite dull.
That was funny when he did the joke under the guy's arm. He's reading
He's like,
from that. Oh, he does know you. And I'm just like, wait, so you know that the guy doesn't get that hard? Wow, that's crazy.
How did you know about his ED?
I mean, dude, Ben Affleck was just laying pipe this whole movie.
What a great role for him. He's like, so, not that many lines. I'm drinking,
And I'm
partying,
and I'm constantly around
or
naked
being an
women.
absolute dickhead. Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Oh, and you're gonna pay me to do this? Oh, this isn't. Wow.
Can I bring my Dunkin' on set?
Right? This is Dunkin' Donuts money.
Sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts.
Sponsored by your
Not
local
sponsored.
coffee beverage.